Damon, In Motion Football, new site that you've started, you've come up with a metric that measures kind of the health of a franchise. So let's start with the franchise valuation triangle, and we have another screen that we'll come back out and we'll set up. But take us through what this is and what you're doing here. And this one was for the Browns.
Yeah, so basically the franchise valuation triangle, we call it the FV triangle, is basically a framework to evaluate the structure and health of an NFL team. So on the outside there, you have three equal sides. You've got the roster, front office. When I say front office, that's bunching the general manager and the ownership group together. And then you also have the coaching staff. And then on the inside, you've got nine layers, each weighted in accordance to their spot. So leadership would be weighted the heaviest. And then you've got talent evaluation with scouting, salary cap, analytics, scheme, development, all that kind of stuff. So all of those go into, we rate each team in all those 12 areas with different inputs. So it's kind of a hybrid model. So it does have the quantitative inputs and values that we get from each layer. And then also we add on some subjective analysis on top of it to determine the scores for each team.
All right, so now let's take a look at the second one that we're going to talk about here. You also have projected wins by year. So we'll run through that. That's kind of the little pie chart or the graph on the right. 2025, 7, 2026, 10, 2027, 12 in the division title. So we're hoping that projection is, we're going to hold you that. But take us through what we're seeing here and kind of how you arrived at these with this data.
So like I said, we entered all of the inputs on the team to come up with a score out of 100. And all of the inputs are weighted. So things like we take into consideration everything. So from the quality of roster to, PFF grades of players, our own grades of the players. And then we also take into things as small as like the NFLPA grades. And that might just be a very, very small percentage of things that could impact a team's ability to recruit talent long term. So it comes up with the score. The Browns ranked in the mid tier. We've got 4 different tiers. The elite, you've got contenders, mid tier, and then rebuild mode. The Browns finished 17th out of 32 on their health this year. And some of the reasons that we probably have them a little higher than most people are their strengths. Defensive line, we think their defensive line talent is, definitely top 5 in the NFL. The strength of the 25 draft class, I think that, based on our evaluation of that class and the roles those players will have this season, we think that their development will be strong. Of course, the Browns are strong for analytics usage, so that's a strength for them. Even though, I had an interesting conversation about this last evening on Twitter, and analytics is a strength, but we question the Browns' leadership a little bit, and that's a weakness for them. So it may not be the analytics usage is the problem, but possibly, the decisions and who's the final decision maker regarding that information. So that's everything that we bake into the formula. And then, for the outlook for the Browns, we come up with a win projection total, looking at things like their future draft class for next year, on top of how we think this one's going to develop, and come up with a win projection for each of the next 3 seasons to really kind of give a visual for the 3-year health outlook.
Yeah, and so the weaknesses you had: aging offensive line, quarterback uncertainty, future dead money on cap, NFLPA grades, wide receiver depth. No one would argue those are all question marks and things that need to be improved. And again, the win total was 2025 7, 2026 10, and 2027 12 in the division title, which would be the first since '95.